Voltron
And we
Network.
are up. What's good, guys? Welcome back to Talking at the Movies. I'm Eddie Reese Antonio.
And I'm Mo.
What's up, Mo? Pretty
It's
good.
I don't know, man. I'm frightened to leave home, like at all.
Oh, come on. Why? This is our new... We say this, we start this every week. This is just life now.
It is life. Do you know they're saying that apparently, like adults, like so you and I, we might not be offered the vaccine until next autumn.
What the fuck?
Next autumn.
Are you actually like front of the queue wanting to get it? Like, I'm really not fussed at this point.
Yeah, no, but I guess like once you get the vaccine and enough people in society have it, means you can start going about your normal life again, right? If that's the question you ask, I've got no problem. Like if someone came to me tomorrow and said, "Do you want the vaccine?" I will take it. What I do have a problem with, I don't know if this tells you how scummy people are. Some old people have been conned by people turning up at their door saying they're from the NHS and charging like 100 and odd whatever per shot.
These people are the lowest of the low, and they should just be stripped naked in a public center and just flogged. They should bring back those old. What were those? The stocks.
Oh, they were at stocks, yeah.
They had the arms. Leave them there in the town center and just let people just have their way, man. Whether that's throwing fruit at them or just round the backside, whatever they want to do. Punishment. It has to be harsh, Mo. It has to be.
Remember, society is judged in the way that they care for their prisoners.
Yeah, swift and just like hit them hard. Can't use kid gloves and let these people go, and then they just keep doing it. Nah, fuck them. That's evil. That's evil, man. As far as I'm concerned. Anyway, what have you been watching?
What have I been watching? Right. So I've been watching some old stuff and I've been watching some new stuff. I'll start with the new. I've just started the latest series of F is for Family, and this show is just brilliant. It's just Bill Burr. Yeah, you know the one. It's the animated one.
Yeah.
Bill Burr.
The new season? The new season?
Yeah. Well, I think it was on like at some point last year, so I just haven't watched season 4.
Oh, I've seen it.
Have you seen season 4?
Yeah, I've seen it.
You didn't mention that at all.
There's so much. I forget half of this shit, man. Really do.
This show is really good, right? It's almost as good as any sort of live action, like family sort of comedy show. It is funny.
Sitcoms now, if you want quality sitcoms, you go animated. Like what live action sitcoms are there now that are the family sort of unit that are good? Not any.
I'm sure there probably are some. I mean, there's like
what?
I'm sure
don't say Kim's Convenience or one of those.
Oh, Kim's Convenience is brilliant.
Rubbish.
Have you actually watched it?
No.
There you go. Critical review by Eddie, having not actually watched it. I bet you'll watch it and you'll fall in love with that show because it is actually pretty good.
God, I swear you tried to show us a couple of episodes once before and it was just flat as hell.
No, never showed you. No, I tried to show you Mr. Nice Guy, one of the best shows on TV.
Oh yeah, that looked cool. But yeah, you definitely showed us some of that Kim's.
Never showed you any of.
I remember the
Convenience.
Constance Wu's in that, isn't she?
No, you're talking about Fresh Off the Boat.
Yes, that's the one. Yeah. That's racial profiling at its best right there, guys. Sorry.
So you're confusing, hold on, you're confusing Taiwanese, Chinese people with like Koreans.
I am.
Eddie. I did not know you were like that.
I'm so sorry. So it's better than Fresh Off the Boat.
Kim's Convenience. It's funny. I do like it. It's very much in the mold of like you got the stubborn old dad who's from the old world who finds it not difficult, but like brings those values across. But he's got kids who are very modern, who are who are against those sort of ideals.
Okay. Yeah. So how far are you through?
I think I started this on Friday. I think I'm like 2/3 of the way through the season. It's just so easy to like just sit down and watch one after the other of these. I like the fact that they brought both the father-in-laws into this season, and there's this one scene where all the men are sitting around talking about like how terrible their dads are, and then the father-in-law, who seems to also hate the main character, tells a story about how his wife was not his first love. You know the story I'm talking about? And he goes, my father, when I was young, used to hate my girlfriend. And in order to make sure that I didn't marry her, he basically planted some stuff in her handbag to make her look like she was a thief, and then pushed her down the stairs and killed her. And then he goes, and I thank my father. I guess I wish I'd thank my father for me not throwing away my life by marrying that woman.
So fucking crazy. So crazy.
It is hilarious.
Love me some Bill Burr.
Love it. I'm also trying out Schitt's Creek because people keep raving about how good this is, and I'm about
seeing adverts for
episodes
this.
It's funny. There are some genuinely funny things about it, but I'm like 6 episodes in, and it's not like I'm not dying to watch the next episode. You know, like with Superstore, I started like binge watching that, and like literally every time I got 20 minutes free, I wanted to watch an episode. Whereas with this, it's kind of like I'm hoping it does pick up maybe in the next season or something, because it
shouldn't take that long. If it don't hit you by episode 6, then the fuck, there's too much to watch.
There is, but I do want, because it's like a 6-season comedy series, so I would like a show that's got a lot of episodes where you can just like dip in and out every for 20 minutes at a time.
That's true. Yeah, I keep seeing that advertised around. I never checked it out, but
yeah. And then I watched a whole bunch of films. So you remember last week I was talking about how I watched Can't Hardly Wait. So this week I try another classic, one I had seen, one I've never really liked, but one that seems to be universally loved, Clueless, with Alicia Silverstone.
Yeah, I haven't seen that since roundabout within a year or so from when it came out. Yeah, everyone really was on that crazy back in the day. There was even a TV adaptation of that.
There was a TV series of it.
Yeah.
People seem to really like this film when you visit forums and stuff, but honestly, I really struggled to get through this. In fact, I was playing with my phone. Yeah, Alicia Silverstone, really easy on the eyes. I'm surprised it's got, obviously I haven't seen it in such a long time. It's got Paul Rudd's in it.
Yeah.
Yeah. But it literally is just a film about just nothing.
It's teenage girls, isn't it?
Yeah.
So it's full.
But more interestingly, I watched some Jackie Chan films over the weekend.
Oh, nice.
I did a Jackie Chan double, and then I finished the weekend with a Sammo Hung film. So Saturday, during the day, I watched Dragon Lord, which I'd never seen before. Classic. And actually, it's actually a really good film. Yeah. I say really good film. It's an enjoyable,
always fun
film. Yeah. Do you remember the shuttlecock scene?
Is that with the feet kicking it?
Yes, they're playing literally football with a shuttlecock.
Crazy.
That is, I'm imagining that shuttlecock must be on string, right? Because there's no way.
No, people do that. You see them on the beach doing that shit.
Really?
Yeah.
They're literally playing football, like with a shuttlecock, like keeping it in the air. And
Brazil and South America and Africa doing that sort of shit. Yeah.
It's very impressive. The actual film itself is a bit, it's a very funny film, but it kind of seems they introduced the bad guy in some like little story in the background. And then suddenly, at like the last 20 minutes of the film, there's a bad guy story. The rest of it is Jackie trying to impress this girl.
Yeah, these films was about the fights.
Yeah. But Saturday night, I watched Dragons Forever, which I'd actually seen about a year and a bit ago. But just love it. Love it. Absolutely, just one of his all-time great films. In fact, this would, I think, just make it into one of my top film lists. It is superb.
Because it has been a long time since I've seen this one. Is this the one where there's the fight on the boat?
Yes, yeah. So he takes the girl for dinner on a boat, and essentially a whole bunch of people turn up on that ship. Yeah. Fantastic. Yeah. Oh yeah. I mean, that one is one that will just put you in a great mood, and a great fight scene with what's his name, Benny.
Benny the Jet Keaton.
Yeah, that's the one. And then Sunday night, I finished off by watching The Iron Fisted Monk.
Ooh, Sammo.
That's the Sammo one. So it's one of those ones that's just a very average film. It's one that you really wouldn't talk about. It came in a collection. It probably wouldn't be one that I'd buy on its own. No, maybe I would actually, because it had Sammo in it. Because I'm now starting to turn my attention a little bit more to him, because he's a very impressive man, isn't he? For somebody who's quite grounded, the way he moves,
Crazy.
He moves like a man half his size.
Did you ever get Encounter the Spooky Kind?
No, I'm waiting for 88 film to do I I'm sure that'll be one that they pick up and then they will do as a nice Blu-ray.
I think, fine film, but I think that's the one that really highlights his agility as the fat guy doing backflips and corkscrews. It's like the craziest shit for a guy his size, man. It's just nuts.
It's amazing because he's also in Dragons Forever, right? And you just see the way like he just kicks and moves, and you just kind of think, wow, that is gravity defying.
No, and the thing is, he's actually been pretty consistent with his size from when he's young right till now. When he's old, he hasn't really changed hardly. It's just crazy.
Which is quite funny, right? Because if you watch some of the behind the scenes stuff, I think there is one where they talk about how he loves to eat.
Yeah. You even gonna get any Yonbu ones as well?
Well, if they do some good remastering and bring those out, I would be very interested in seeing some of his as well.
Yeah,
because he is very athletic.
Oh yeah, crazy. All right, what else?
Well, then that just brings me down to Discovery and The Expanse. So, what have you been watching, Eddie?
I've been watching stuff, but it don't feel like stuff that's worth really chatting about. Like I just watched some old films. I watched Kill Bill again. And I forgot how fun that film is, man.
Very, very good film.
Tarantino, just a master. I love that he just jumps around genres and he just kills it, no matter what genre he's in. And I kind of really want him to go back to do another Kung Fu. They always talk about doing another third chapter to Kill Bill.
Yeah.
I really would love that, but I don't think we're going to get to see it, man, sadly, with him.
Well, hopefully we'll get one more film from him, right?
Yeah, but I don't think he'll retread something old like that.
It doesn't really. I mean, he's not one to do sequels, really, is he? Obviously, like Kill Bill 1 and 2 is more of a it's a one film that was split in two.
Yeah, pretty much. But
which is a shame because then they count it as like two films, though, don't they? In his 10.
It's terrible. I hate that they do that. And it was kind of his little con. I remember the actress, whatever her name was. Oh, I forgot her name. Uma Thurman. Yeah. She was kind of pissed because she reckons it was always calculated. That she always thought she was making one film. They just split that shit up.
And did she get paid for two films? Oh, actually,
she didn't.
There is one other thing that I checked out, actually, that I forgot to mention. Alice in Borderland. I checked out the first episode.
See now, I was gonna give it a go. Any good?
Yeah, first episode actually pretty decent. So I do need to just get round to finding some time to watch some of the others. In fact, the only problem with it is because I do a lot of my evening watching when I'm having dinner. That's when you start. So you need something that you don't have to. So
you want to actually pay attention to the screen. Is that Japanese or Korean?
It's Japanese.
Okay. Yeah, I want to have a look at that. Look interesting. Real. And also checked out Tron Legacy. Like I started watching, like I just stumbled across the Tron cartoons on Disney Plus that I forgot they had. And I really enjoyed when they came out. So I thought, and that got me in the mood to watch Legacy because it's like the prequel to that film. And it's still one of the most beautiful films out there, man.
Hold on. So Legacy is the new one?
The most recent movie, yeah.
Yeah.
And there was an animated show that came out right as that was.
Right.
So it has the same aesthetic. But it's a shame that the script just wasn't a little tighter. But, so gorgeous, that film.
I might actually give that another go because I remember only watching half of it.
Really? It's a shame. It would have been really cool to watch that in the cinema, man, because that was one of the few films that was worthy of the whole 3D thing. That and Avatar.
Right. I actually took out a subscription to Disney Plus last week for a year, and immediately within half an hour was so disappointed. I was like, the stuff that I'd want to watch on here, I've already got on disc, and all the other kind of stuff is, but I normally have all that stuff on my NAS. So do you know what I mean? It's like once you've ripped it there, you've got that convenience.
Yeah, don't worry. It can't be long. What, February when Stars come out? Why do they call it Star or Stars? Because there's already a Stars channel, a very well-known channel. So why would they?
But it's different. It's not Stars with a Z. It's Star, and the reason they've done that is they bought the Star brand from Fox when they've done the purchase, and Star is a very well-known service in like Asia.
Oh yeah, I remember talking about that a while back. We'll see.
But I mean, the only thing I've been gravitating to, I watched one episode of Clone Wars, which I was like, "Fuck, how long does it take for this to get?" No, fuck as in it's really good. Fuck as in like how long before it actually gets good?
It's like a season.
Yeah, but didn't you just say if something doesn't grab you by episode 6, it's not worth it?
You're turning my words against me. That's not fair.
And then I was like, "Oh." Tenerife. I haven't seen that for a long time. Maybe I should watch that.
It's those nostalgia films that do get me. That do get you. Do make you want to watch. Yeah, pretty much it. And just random other shit I've probably forgotten.
All right. Should we get into the trailers then? Oh no, sorry, we've got two Star Trek and the Expanse.
Let's do the trailers first. Get out of the way.
Do trailers?
Yeah.
Right.
We have to make an agreement this time.
Yep.
This is like start the year off the way you mean to continue. We're going to talk about these trailers. We need to make sure we watch these when they drop. Most of the time we talk about these trailers, we either didn't bother watch the films, or if the ones or two we did watch, we didn't watch them until like months after when they came out. We got.
I don't understand what you're saying. You said watch your trailer when it drops.
No, I mean the films that they're advertising, because most of them we didn't bother with.
Yeah, but if you don't like the trailer, you're not going to watch the film, are you? I
think all of these are good except for one.
Yeah, there's one I didn't even finish the fucking trailer. It was that bad. And I think you might know which one that is.
Yeah. So, but yeah, we gotta do this. So
I've just noticed out of all of these, like 6 of them are Netflix trailers.
Yeah. That's why we got no excuse. It's right there for us easily access.
Lockdown.
This looked good. This looks surprising.
It did. It started out a little bit dodge,
like a relationship drama.
Yeah, because you kind of think it's. I'm assuming this has actually been filmed through lockdown, right? Because the majority of it is just two people.
Can't predict. You couldn't do this before. You couldn't predict this world like this.
Okay, right, yeah. But it's kind of like, it starts off as one thing, and by the end of the trailer, it's something completely different.
It turns into a heist movie.
Yeah,
I'm down for it. I mean,
yeah. That made it really interesting. I like the trailer. I like the way it was cut. I think if that heist thing hadn't been there at the end, I've got a feeling you'd be saying, Mo, what the fuck is this shit you just asked me to watch?
Yeah. It's interesting. So Anne Hathaway just came here and fucking... Why would you? With all this shit? Like, that's interesting.
Yeah, but if you imagine there's a payday waiting for you in what looks like to be a relatively safe filming thing, right? Because if you think about it, these guys are just living in a house together. You could probably get a very small crew to like live in a house or in the house next door.
Once the high start gets going, they're out there, they're around people.
Yeah. Then it becomes a little bit complicated.
Who the cast? Who's in it? It's Anne Hathaway and
Anne Hathaway, and then I can't even pronounce that name.
It's on the tip of my tongue.
Chiwetel?
Yeah.
Chiwetel. I'm not even going to try the surname because I'm just going to embarrass myself by how illiterate I am.
If you have a super ethnic name, Mo, this may offend some people, and you become an actor, isn't it within your interest in order to get your name out there and for it to be able to, for people to suggest your name to other people? Isn't it easier just to change your name to something simple? Like Blaze.
There is that.
Lightning McQueen.
There is a little bit of that. You do tend to find that a lot of people do that. I have noticed in like the last 10 years, you have started to get a lot more exotic names. Like before, like in the 90s, you would get like brown people changing their name to be like proper like Western.
Yeah. I get people want to say, retain your culture and all of that, but if people can't pronounce your name, then isn't it kind of shooting yourself in the foot to a degree?
I know, I completely understand what you're saying.
But yeah, this looks good. I want to check it out. We have to. Is there a date on this?
It is. Let's have a look here.
HBO Max, by the way.
It says 5th of March in the UK. So I'm assuming that's a cinema release.
But when's it on HBO Max? Because that's when we'll really see it.
Let's have a look. Does it actually tell us here? USA, 14th of January.
Oh shit! It's this week.
It is this week, yes.
Okay, all right. 4 days away. So
better make sure my VPN is working.
I'm so lazy. I really should get one. Yeah, review next week then. Lockdown. White Tiger. This is another one that surprised me a bit.
This looked really cool. This looked really bloody good. It's a shame that Salim is not on here because obviously this is like his former sort of like genre type thing.
But he's almost allergic to watching things of an Indian culture unless he's forced to do it.
It looked really stylish as well. I mean, the the sort of the editing, the music. So essentially, this is a epic journey of a poor Indian driver who must use his wit and cunning to break free from servitude to his rich masters and rise to the top of the heap.
Yeah, this really highlights that whole caste system that they have over there, where if you're from a particular background or from a particular caste, you're expected to just know your place. For this guy, his whole ambition is just to be a driver. Like, he can't dream of being anything more. But,
and then imagine that's like your whole ambition in life. I just want to be a driver.
Get out of the village and just be a driver to a rich, wealthy, prominent family. But then they treat him so shitty. Even when this event happens, it's in the trailer, so it's not a spoiler. Like, I presume a car crash, but someone dies.
I'm gonna, yeah.
Who's in this?
I'm guessing that might be based on a real life thing, because wasn't there a couple of scandal a few years ago with a famous actor who essentially, I think, did that, but then tried to get his driver to essentially take the blame.
So fuck. And they would just be like, "Well, you're poor.
We'll just give you a load of money." That's what they normally do, isn't it? Yeah.
But even when he signed it and he was like kissing the feet of the father of the family, the rich family. The guy kicked him away. Like, what the fuck? He's about to take the fall for you, and you kick him away like a dog. Like, what the fuck? That's so good.
It is.
He decides to turn the tables on it all. So it looked like, just like Lockdown, it looked like this turned into a bit of a heist film as well at the end, where he decides, fuck it, I'm getting mine.
Yeah, I wasn't sure whether it was a TV series or a film from the actual trailer, but by the end of the trailer, it is a film.
Yeah.
But they do seem to need to cover a lot of ground in that film.
But again, any date on this?
Coming 22nd of January. Outside the Wire.
Yeah, this could go either way.
This is the trailer that I didn't even finish watching. Like 2/3 of the way through, I'd had enough.
Oh no, I actually got through it. Because there was an interesting premise. Well, we'll get to the premise. You read it out.
In the near future, a drone pilot sent into a war zone finds himself paired with a top secret android officer on a mission to stop a nuclear attack.
Yeah, it sounds terrible when you read it out loud. What's dumb is that... Oh, what's the actor's name?
Anthony Mackie.
Yeah, he's the android. But they really presented him like he's AI. Like, he's not a soldier who's been modified, who's turned into like this robotic super soldier. He's literally just a robot, but he acts completely just
human.
Yeah, and it just kind of breaks that believability of it all. But it still looks kind of cool. Ish. Why I'm optimistically a little curious about it is because it says the studio that brought you the Old Guard and Extraction, so it could either go the Old Guard route of this being garbage, or the Extraction with just being dumb fun. So I'm hoping it goes the Extraction route.
What if it's like garbage dumb fun?
That could be okay, I guess. That's like Six Underground, isn't it?
It's like a film that's so bad, like it goes all the way around and starts being good again.
Yeah, that's Six Underground. Something that you guys gave up on, but I had dumb fun with that one.
Yep. That looks like it's also dropping this week.
Okay.
The 15th of January.
You gonna force yourself to watch it?
I'll give it a whirl. I mean, if I can't make it through it, I can't make it through it. But I'll give it a whirl. I mean, all the new films are premiering, like you said, like on your screen at home.
Exactly. No excuse. Malcolm and Marie.
Wow, this I thought looked really cool and very stylish, right? A director and his girlfriend's relationship is tested after they return home from his movie premiere and await the critics' response. And this blatantly looks like a lockdown film, right?
Yes,
but done in a not so lockdown plot.
But it is about I like the tag that they had in it. This isn't a what was it? This isn't a love movie. It's a movie about love. I think that was something like that. So it's not really a aspirational, romantic film. It's like about these people's relationship is just deteriorating before our very eyes. It sometimes can be hard to watch, but it's done so stylishly, and he actually looks good. What's his face? Washington actually looks decent in this.
I'm telling you, he's a good actor.
He wasn't in Tenet. Fucking terrible.
Hold on a minute. You just Tenet was your movie of the year.
There wasn't much choice else. It was a movie year despite his wooden performance. But this looks better.
So the very first thing that stands out to me in this film, right, apart from the fact that it looks quite cool, quite stylish, is obviously Zendaya looks as though she's now all grown up. Mm-hmm. But if you actually look at the age range between these two, it is massive. I was a little bit thinking, isn't she literally just coming out of being a teenager? He's got to be in his 30s. So she's born in 96, so she's like in her mid-20s. Okay, he's born in 84.
I didn't know he was that old. Wow.
But he does look really young, though. Like, you wouldn't say you look at him and think, oh, like, he's in his mid-30s. Well, I guess you would, actually, mid-30s.
Yeah. Well, mid-20s, that's fine. That's fine. But yeah, this pleasant surprise. I'm going to give this one a go. When's it drop?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, so this is, like, dropping... again, it's a Netflix film, right? So it's dropping on the 5th of February in the UK.
Okay, so we've got a little while.
And that looks like it's a global release as well on that 5th.
Well, Netflix it's always global.
Yeah, but sometimes like if they don't have the rights in all the territories, like it will come out in the cinema in one place and.
Yeah, but it's their own film. It's a Netflix film. It's gonna be the same everywhere.
Well, no, just because they slap a Netflix banner on it doesn't necessarily mean it's their own film. They could have bought that, like they did with was it Uncut Gems or the Scorsese film. Next we have It's a movie. Space Sweepers.
This one, I was kind of not paying attention at first. I thought, no, they got so many of these Chinese or Korean or Japanese bad sci-fi movie that I'd buried deep into Netflix if you're willing to hunt for them. But I was kind of watching this, and it was like a live-action anime in the best way because it actually looked kind of fun.
It does look really. It looks like a load of fun, doesn't it?
Yeah.
It's so the synopsis for this is set in the year 2092, and follows a crew of a space junk collector ship called the Victory. When they discover a humanoid robot named Dorothy that's known to be a weapon of mass destruction, they get involved in a risky business business deal. And it looks like a load of fun. I think the only worrying thing is there seems to be only a Singapore and a US release date for the 5th of February. It doesn't list it for anywhere else. So I certainly hope that's coming to other areas.
It will. I'm willing to...
Yeah, but I was actually quite surprised by how good the special effects... Yeah.
It's Netflix home, so there's no real excuse.
I don't know if it is their own. I mean, it could be buying it. Although, having said that, they apparently, I did read something earlier in the week that they are setting up production facilities in Korea. And I'm imagining they're doing that because it's one of the few places that have been very effective at getting society back up and running.
Yeah, that's true. And this is a South Korean production, even though Japan apparently is having a bad second wave.
Oh, yeah. And they've just apparently identified another strain that's not the UK or the South African one.
This is the third one now.
Well, apparently there's about 24 of them or something.
We're never going to be done with this. How are we going to live? Like, eventually, I'm going to be out of a job eventually. It's going to happen. If it keeps going like this, the business I work for is not going to be able to survive. How about yours? How are your guys holding up?
So where I work, it's still we've managed to transition it into like a virtual firm like quite easily, or quite successfully, shall I say? So far there hasn't been a bit of an issue. I'd imagine in the long run, no company will be immune. There's only so long you can run like this.
We're all going to be working in supermarkets.
Oh no, absolutely. We're all going to be delivery drivers, right? Do you have a driver's license, Eddie?
I don't. I have to get a scooter to be a fucking Uber Eats driver or some shit.
Yeah, I think once you sit down and calculate how little they make, because stingy people like us probably don't tip them.
I always do. That's why I always do. So the universe has to calm us so that when it's my turn to do that, hopefully it will come back.
Fuck, it's just me. I need to get better at that then.
Jeez. You don't tip?
You know how expensive it is ordering through Uber as it is?
These fuckers, man, they're out there in the rain,
absolutely right.
The cold. Often don't speak English and they're still figuring out our addresses. I know it's more of an American thing to tip.
Yeah.
It's not really part of our culture to do that, but
But like, have you? Like, I don't know how often you order, but like by the time you've ordered like a burger and a fries, right? It's staggering that you're almost paying like 16 or 17 quid.
dude, I spent like 20 something quid just on a burger, fries, and these hot wings. It's from this like gourmet place. I thought,
Yeah.
fuck it, I'll just give it a go, see how it is.
Yeah.
I've decided sweet potato fries I'm never doing again. It's just pointless. Why? Let's just do chips. Just do regular fucking potato.
Do you not like sweet potato fries?
Is that overrated? I don't think I've ever really enjoyed them compared to regular chips. They're just not as good.
You got to be in the mood for them. There are some places that do them really nice.
Nah.
But yeah, sometimes there is that whole when you've ordered a sweet potato fries, you have that, I should have ordered fries.
Yeah, it's almost better. Yeah. All right, Finding
Ohana, the last trailer on our list, another Netflix film.
Goonies, Hawaii.
Yeah, it literally is. Two Brooklyn siblings who summer in a rural Ohio. I'm not even sure how you pronounce that. Ohio town takes an exciting turn when a journal pointing to a long-lost treasure sets them on an adventure, leading them to reconnect with their Hawaiian heritage.
Now, this is the one I'm probably not going to want to watch. I'm probably going to skip because this looks generic.
Hold on, didn't you just start this whole thing off with, we must watch them?
Yeah, except one. I said except one. And it was, for me, it wasn't outside the wire. It was this one.
I think I'd rather watch this than On the Wire or whatever it was.
The problem with this is that, yeah, it's a Goonies ripoff, but unlike the Goonies, there was something about watching these sort of kids' films in the 80s and 90s is that they could still have teeth to a certain degree, that they could still be a little more. Have you ever watched those old films where you think, oh my God, I can't believe they had that in there. I can't believe they had that joke. They could never get away with that nowadays.
There are a few like that, yes.
Yeah. And I think this is going to be, this is like the modern version of it just being sanitized, Nickelodeon-esque.
Mm-hmm.
And I just hated the fact that you've got these two teenagers bitching about going to fucking Hawaii. You know what? I would have killed as a teenager to go to Hawaii. I think the furthest I went, the furthest I went as a kid was to Bratton. That's bullshit. I stayed in a caravan. These guys are on an island in Hawaii with mountains and forests, and they're bitching about, I want to go home. Well, there's no internet.
So it sounds like you're going to be lining up day one to watch this.
So mad. It's
like a virtual trip to Hawaii.
Are you gonna check this out then?
I might potentially give it a go when this is coming out at the end of the month. If there's nothing else to watch.
Right. I'll rely on your review as to whether I watch it.
I might just smite you and say it is the best film ever, Eddie. You've got to watch it like right now.
So, guys, there ain't gonna be a whole lot of news this week, so we'll get through what little there is. And
news or expand Star Trek?
Of course, let's do that. Star Trek first.
Star Trek season final, season 3
finale.
On the whole, I thought pretty enjoyable, pretty good. I did think. Of all of the reasons that they could have come out with what caused the burn, they literally chose the worst possible option.
Well, didn't we know this was it from last episode?
No, but it was like literally that they were saying that it was caused because of his scream of watching his mother die, because he's been there for so long and his genes have infused with the planet and caused a mutant. And you're just kind of like, come on. Like this galaxy shattering event.
Yeah, you wanted it to be a bit more nefarious, not this like little action of this grieving kid.
You know what? I almost started thinking. I just started thinking of that Martha moment from like Batman versus Superman.
Fuck that.
What do you think of the whole scene inside with the turbo lifts?
Yeah, it was actually kind of cool. Like for most part, I enjoyed this. I'm still pissed about the engineer guy though. His dumb, selfish, stupid reaction to this whole thing about them not suiciding themselves for him to try and get his, husband or whatever.
I think once you've like been in love once, Eddie, I think you'll probably change your tune and probably think
someone in this position. No, what is everyone taking his side? Like what he did was right. This would have just. It's that whole thing of
no one is saying what he did is right, but what he
sacrifice a million people to save one. No,
but you can understand.
But he was so dumb. Like even he's still doing it in this episode. Going to that. What's that?
Yeah.
The main guy said.
Do you want him just to stand around and say, "Yeah, that's fine. Don't worry about my family. I'm cool with that."
Yeah, except that there is nothing you can do because what? How? And he was still bitter about it at the end. He couldn't even look at Michael in the eye. I don't know whether that's guilt. Maybe he'll be like, "You're right. I was wrong," but I don't know.
No, I think they'll be fine after a while because it wasn't like a dirty look.
They're
like
carrying this until next.
Yeah,
season,
I know it will, but it wasn't a look like that said, "You better watch yourself because I'll cut you in the hallway" type look.
That would be that would be awesome for next season for him to be the big bad. For this to just poison his heart and be like, I'm taking Federation down because of this.
Space Karen, aka Osira, kind of like just died, right? Like,
oh yeah, what the fuck? Yeah, you wanted it to be like for her to see that she'd failed rather than just get gunned down like that.
Yeah. I mean, there was a lot of good stuff in this. I don't really like the new uniform that they had at the end. It just looks like cheap and nasty compared to like what they had.
And
that whole
out of all of this, them talking about finding more people to be able to connect to the spore drive. Now all of a sudden, Book can just talk to the spores.
So that was ridiculous in itself, but they never really explained like why they had to jettison the warp drive and blow up the ship. Because if they were going to jump in the spore drive,
sure, it wouldn't matter, would it? But can they just
matter?
Can they jump out of a solid object?
They're traveling across the galaxy in an instant.
Yeah,
like you're traveling through like a subspace corridor, right? You're literally traveling into another dimension, subspace universe type thing. Yeah,
two birds with one stone, I guess.
It's
and they did it, and everyone's suffocating to death. Someone should have died. They should have had the balls to kill somebody and let them suffocate rather than everybody survives.
Who would you have killed off?
You could have killed off some of the, because besides red-haired girl
Tilly
and the black girl who could have died, you had that Asian guy. You had all these other like background other ones that don't really do anything. They're just there in the background.
Probably cheap actors.
Yeah,
probably
just killed one or two of them off.
In the end of the previous episode, they made those robots into be a big deal, and then they literally disappeared for the whole episode.
Yeah, I thought it was the computers that, because didn't they establish at the very beginning of this season that the computer had become sentient, the ship?
Yes.
And I thought it was that sentience gone into.
It was. That's exactly what happened.
But what happened to one? They rebooted the ship, and what? It's gone.
No. But the sentience had downloaded itself into the robot,
so it's gone.
Well, no, they brought the robot back to life at the end, didn't they? There was those two engineers working on it, and it was alive again.
The dialogue from it wasn't. It was just normal. I am. What?
No. I'm pretty sure. I can't remember, but I'm pretty sure it was back. That AI will be there because if you remember that short trek from season 1, where it was like 1,000 years into the future, the AI was still on board the ship, but it just became a non-event. Like they were there in the beginning, all got blown up, and then literally one thing at the end, nothing in between.
Yeah,
the game changer.
Yeah.
We just wasn't there. And we also found out what's the point of a detention cell. It was a story element that they decided they will need in the last episode.
Oh yeah.
It's like it's a cool looking thing, right? But like they've never explained like what's the point of it. So it literally sounded like when they were planning out the season, that's going to be how we take back the ship or stop the ship from going to warp.
Yeah. Now, the more you actually really think about this last episode, the more it kind of starts to fall apart. Yeah. But no, it was overall kind of fun. Yeah. It wasn't too bad.
Season 4, you know what they're going to do? They're going to, one of the main plot lines is going to be finding a way to get Grey into a hologram body.
Yeah, I can see that one.
Yeah, see that one coming.
Why is this the only time this has ever happened? Like, I don't think that's ever really been explained. Like, with all of these, whatever they're called again, you're the expert.
I don't think they've explained anything at all. I think this is more of a
Just
maybe
because
there was some
she's
sort of
in love with
no. I'd imagine it's got to be a
him.
scientific thing, right? It's not just because somebody loves somebody so much they pull their spirit like back from the
but they've
beyond.
done absolutely nothing to explain why.
We'll probably find later on like there'll be a flashback thing
Optimistic.
and something will happen. Yeah.
Optimistic. I don't know.
Something would have happened. I'm going to assume that season 4 will be will revolve a lot around Discovery going off to other Federation planets, right? Checking up on them and seeing what's happening.
And recruiting,
getting things back on track. Obviously, there'll be a whole storyline of Saru coming back and not being the captain anymore.
Yeah. They made it sound like it was his choice though. So yeah, it's weird. It feels like this should have been season 4. It feels like it's only gone for 3 seasons.
Yeah. It also the ending also felt very much like they didn't know whether they were coming back or not, and it was kind of like they wrapped it all up. They put the old classic Star Trek music at the end. They gave it a very optimistic sort of like hopeful ending.
Yeah. Has it been? Do you know if there is?
Yeah. They've already started production on season 4.
Okay. Right. So now to the main event, the Expanse. I know probably a lot of you guys, and I know probably a lot of you guys don't watch the Expanse, but you should because it's fucking cool.
So you've got 3 episodes that you were supposed to catch up on, right?
Yep. Watched them all today. One go, and I'm happy I did because it was just I would have just been going out of my mind if I was watching these one a week.
Do you see what I mean about the first episode that you would have watched about when the meteor hit? That was an incredibly good episode.
They're all good. All 3 of them are wicked.
But that one especially, like so much happens, right? You've got the attack on Earth.
Yeah.
You've got like the equivalent of whatever Air Force One is in the future, right? Where you've got like the Earth president on. You've got the stuff that happens to Fred Johnson
in the prison.
Yeah, not in the prison. In
Fred Johnson. With the Mars chick.
Yeah, all the stuff on the on that space station, like trying to steal the molecule. That episode was so packed.
Don't call him Fred Johnson. Just call him Cowboy Asian. That's basically what he is.
Cowboy Asian.
Because he's Asian.
He's not Asian. Who?
What is he then?
Fred Johnson, the black dude.
Oh, I thought we were talking about the other guy with the Mars chick in the whatever. And then we're chasing down the.
No. Remember they came to the station and they killed Fred. Yeah.
I thought we were talking about the other guy, the Cowboy Asian guy.
The Cowboy Asian guy.
Yeah. Remember
He's
him?
not Asian though.
What is he?
I have no idea.
He looks Asian. His wife and kid look Asian.
Which guy? Hold on. Which guy are we talking about now?
The pilot. Their pilot who's off with the Mars chick.
Oh, you mean with the Bobby and is it Alex? I thought you were talking about like Pretty Boy.
Oh.
Oh no, he's Canadian.
The fuck. But
I was thinking about those two. Like for about 3 episodes, all they've done is like sat in a chair, like every episode.
For them, it must be kind of nice. Like, they can just relax and just sit on their ass for however many days. I was talking to another friend of mine who's a big Expanse fan, loved the books, and he was moaning to me about how they've skipped a massive amount of story from the books.
Oh, really?
So it's actually making me. I've gone to like Audible, and I'm actually just go and listen to all of them because I'm curious to know what they have. Because I know they've only got like 1 season left or something. Is that it?
So there's 1 more season that Amazon are ponying up for. Although apparently there's still loads of material after that.
There's a lot of books. There's another book
coming out
this year.
I guess there's a potential that someone else might pick it up.
I don't know. I doubt it.
It is a very cerebral show.
Yeah.
And I'm really surprised that Amazon are only like doing 3 seasons.
Yeah. Maybe that's why maybe they're skipping some of the books to really just cram as much of the main story as they can. Because they have really just abandoned the whole gate thing. They have,
yeah. That's been done and dusted. They've moved on to something else. But I mean, I do like the pacing of this season so far. Actually, it's been really cool. Yeah. I mean, the next episode you had the Mars chick and not the Mars chick, the chick who was in prison.
Yeah.
And the guy that goes to visit, like he's still like none of the main characters have been together this season, really. And he was really good in that episode, right? Like even the episode before where he essentially revisits his old life, visits like his old colleagues.
He needed
who
that
think he's there for the wrong. Yeah.
because he was really one of the characters that had the least sort of fleshing out of from the previous seasons. He was just mysterious, like, why are you so fucking psycho and angry all the time? And now we get an idea that he was a child prostitute. Fucking hell! Did you get? Did he? Because his mum was. They literally said it when he's talking about his mum had Johns, and so was he when he was a child, and he had to get away from that.
I did not pick up on that.
Go back. He was a child prostitute. That's what the
is
basis of his anger comes from.
Is this like your Karate Kid?
No, this is they literally said that in the show that's what it was.
I did not.
Because his mum was a prostitute and that he was born into it, and he had to get away from the Johns, his abuse. Fucked up. That's why he's so mental.
He is very, very mental.
And who didn't see that jacked, super crazy prisoner guy turning bad like that? You can see that from.
Well, no, I think they all knew that. That's why they were keeping their guns on him, right? But the fact that he managed to like kill almost all the guards but one.
I don't know. It's just crazy. But yeah, I'm happy the woman got away though. Still,
but they're on their little journey now, right? Or through the they're literally trying to walk back to where's it, Boston or something?
Where? Well, how are they all going to get back together? That's the madness. Because surely there ain't going to be a way for him to get off world unless that the chick with a voice, unless she comes down from him. Yeah, I really should actually bring up the list of everyone's names. I can never remember everyone.
Shit, her character is just brilliant. Like the stuff that she was trying to get through to the president, right? And she ends up calling like the cook or something.
Yeah, but she freaking told him all this was going to happen like 2 episodes ago. These dickheads didn't listen.
No one wants to listen.
Dumbasses.
Yeah. Love it. Absolutely love this show.
And the belters, man. I love all of that.
Oh, you can kind of see that the son is now starting to turn a little bit. Like he's starting to become sympathetic towards his mum, maybe.
Yeah, but still, it's so dumb that she's even there. Like, not in the story, but just her thinking that this would end well when she left. Yeah, but it's
like she wanted to go for her son, right? But the way that Marcos goes, space her. And then that other chick comes up to him and goes, were you really going to do it? Thinking like, are the other people about to turn on him when they see he's a psycho? And she's like, next time, ask me to do it.
Yeah. Can't lie, because she's got to go. She's got to go. Yeah. Love it. Love this show. Happy I left it for 2 weeks.
Really? I do like the fact that it's on a Wednesday, because then you kind of get something brand new to watch like midweek.
It's just frustrating though if I'd have to watch these one at a time. It was nice watching this.
No, but Eddie, you're the person who keeps saying you want the weekly shows.
I will watch week from now on. But
you want to have the water cooler talk.
It just felt good to do that today.
Yeah.
Thumbs up.
Remember that? And then remember, obviously, our big thing next week.
What?
Will be WandaVision. By the time our next episode is, WandaVision will be here.
Okay, so
double episode.
So we got WandaVision to watch next week. We've got Anna Hathaway lockdown, and was it one other one that was going to be next week as well? One of the Netflix
potentially. Ones? I think there's one. I think there's 2 films dropping this week, isn't it? Is it?
Yeah, we'll see when they turn up on our Netflix, and they email us or whatever. So let's get into what little news we have.
We're scraping the bottom of the barrel here because Eddie added something to this list that I just completely ignored. But obviously, you must be a fan of this show, right? You must have watched all of this.
I was for a while. I'm not even gonna lie. There was a period of time where I watched a shit ton of Sex in the City. I am not gonna lie.
I was gonna say I don't think I've ever really watched this.
Dude, it's a cultural phenomenon. This show was massive. It was basically the reason why people watched HBO for a period of time.
But it's a show aimed at women, solely aimed at women.
No, but it was sexy.
Did you watch it like to try and get an insight into the female mind?
Indeed. That little goody did.
So which one are you then?
Keep
are you
thinking
a
I'm
Miranda
seeing someone
or a
walking
Carrie?
behind you. I don't know if it's my eyes, like there's a ghost in your hallway or something.
No, it's probably the cat. It's walking around.
Unless your cat's 6 foot tall, man.
Yeah, but the shadow would probably look like that.
It's like this is how horror movies begin. Right, to see something going on in the background. But yeah, so we got a new, I thought it was going to be a reboot of Sex in the City, where they were just going to, recast, get new sexy young actors and do it all again. But no, they're just gone from 30 somethings to 50 somethings, and it's going to be called And Just Like That. But the true star
Yeah.
Who's star of the series isn't coming back?
Who's Sarah Jessica Parker?
Oh, Samantha. What was the name? Kim
Oh,
Cattrall.
Kim Cattrall.
Yeah, she was the one that was, that
Hold
she
on,
was the
so
reason why the men actually watched.
there's only 3 of them.
4 of them.
Was there 4 of them?
Yeah. Now there's only 3 of them.
So why is she not coming back? She's just not interested.
Apparently, they did not get on.
Oh,
I
really?
think she had a big falling out with the other ones.
Why are they changing the name of the show then?
Because it's not truly Sex in the City. Because Samantha was the one that was having most of the sex, so she was the one that was injecting the sexiness into the show.
But then, like, how do you get the old fans to come back? You know, if they're going for the TV guide and there's something called "And Just Like That." That seems like a very bad marketing decision.
Yeah. So this is one of the big HBO Max shows. Not really much, but why did you never watch? Is it just because it was women and you just were put off by a female-led show?
It's a female-led show aimed at females. It wasn't really something that appealed to me.
Everybody watched it though.
I didn't.
Damn it, Mark. Damn it.
I may have caught like bits here and there, but I don't think I've ever sat down and watched like an entire episode.
Some more HBO news. Up to 6 DC movies a year.
6. So 4 of those potentially will be theatrical, if such a thing still exists when the world resumes, and 2 of those will be HBO Max films.
I was also hearing that they want to do spin-off TV shows for every movie they make.
Really?
Yeah, so we've already got Suicide Squad movie that's coming, the new one.
Yeah.
And you've got the John Cena spin-off series that's going to accompany that. So now they also want to do it for all the next movies that they have. They want to have TV shows that are accompanying all the films.
So how does that work then? So say you've got a Robert Pattinson-led Batman. Do you have a Robert Pattinson-led Batman show?
No, it'll be spin-off characters. From the world.
Right. I see what you mean.
So
I think the other thing actually to talk about with this is I don't think it's mentioned in here, is apparently they've also now decided that there will be multiple films of the same characters set in different universes.
Yeah, they're gonna the clusterfuck's gonna get even more clusterfuckery.
Yeah, it's almost like we don't really know what's gonna stick. Let's just do it all.
Yeah, like are they gonna? Who are they gonna do first? Because there's little murmurs that maybe they want to try and do some limited thing with Affleck, but I'll be surprised if he ever really does truly come back as Batman after all the headaches he had to put up with. I would be surprised. So what multiple characters are they going to have?
Well, unless they're just thinking future, right? So you can have like different tonal shifts in different films, right? So you can have a dark Batman movie. You could have like an action-packed comedy Batman movie. It's a weird strategy, right? Because even Marvel don't do that many films in one year. And they have a very cohesive vision. Like any one of their films that you watch kind of falls into like their overarch. Yeah.
You can see that there's a big board. I think we said it before. There's got to be that big board. Yeah. And they have the progression of what's next and what connects to it and the Disney Plus shows. And you can see they're planning it out. And you don't really get the sense that DC are doing any of that. They just kind of just make it up as they go along and just let people have their freedom, which we saw with Wonder Woman 84, which is rotten now. It's certified rotten.
Is it certified rotten there? Has it gone below 78 or whatever?
It's gone right down. So it's like it started with this big explosion of this is great, this is amazing, and now it's like, oh no, it ain't.
Can they actually do 4 films a year? Because so far they've really struggled to get 1 film out a year.
With the current climate, I don't know how they can, because you keep hearing how sets are getting shut down every other week, and how are they going to hit those targets? I don't know.
Okay, so let's just say all of this is, let's just say once we go back to a normal world, right? Look at how long Flash has been in production.
Crazy.
It's I think that's been what, 5+ years now.
Yeah, it's doing the whole multiverse thing, the Flashpoint, before it was going to get to do it, before Spider-Man was going to get to do it. But now it looks like Spider-Man's going to get to come out before the Flash.
Spider-Man will have come and gone by then.
Yeah, the Spider-Verse live action.
Unless they've got some new management, new strategist, new overall architect, I see them being being optimistic to get 4 films out in 1 year, plus who the hell is going to want to go and see 4 DC movies, 2 or 3 Marvel movies in a year? I don't think the audience is that big.
This guy.
You're really going to go and see that many films?
This guy. I grew up with this shit. I dreamed of seeing these characters on the big screen.
Yeah,
so,
but haven't you got to the point now where DC are just... It's just disappointing movie after disappointing movie after disappointing movie.
I probably wouldn't want to go to cinema to see all this, which is why it's good that, HBO Max and most of all this.
Well, that remains to be seen, right? Their experiment is only for 2021.
True. That is true.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. And also they took so long greenlighting a lot of these characters so far. So now they're just gonna rush these scripts through and we're gonna get any old shit.
It doesn't really seem hopeful, does it? That they're gonna have any quality behind these films. Yeah.
This next one's another one I'm curious about. Like, I'm very suspicious as to whether this will truly be MCU.
Breaking news, this one. Literally, I think in the last couple of hours, Feige has just given an interview.
Go
on. So Kevin Feige just gave Collider a interview and said Deadpool 3 to be set in the MCU and to be R-rated. R-rated in the MCU.
Yeah, this is what I'm suspicious about. I don't know how. The thing is, with Deadpool's unique is in that because it's whole breaking the third wall and everything. It could have characters from the MCU, but not truly be connected to it because it's kind of exists on that level.
Do you actually think they will have actual characters from the MCU? I've got a feeling they'll just say they may have references to characters, but I don't think you'll ever see them. They may have references to battles and things that have happened.
Just like with Deadpool 2. Remember, I had that scene where he opened the door and said, it would be like if the X-Men were in this room. And then we saw the camera and actually were in that room, but they were just kind of separate from him. I could see stuff like that happening. Or if something could happen in the background where, like, I don't know, Hulk could jump and bounce or something.
Yeah, I can't imagine like an actual MCU actor character actually being in this. But can you imagine getting somebody like, I don't know, the Hulk or Bruce Banner in there who, as he's Bruce, like swearing?
No, I don't think. No, you're talking about them being actual throughout the film. I'm talking about.
I'm just saying, like, imagine that. But I think it would be more like that. Background cameo, references, and that is it. But strictly kept separate. It's never in an. Oh, I don't know. I guess they could pull him into an Avengers movie, but he just wouldn't have. He wouldn't be able to swear and stuff.
No, that wouldn't work.
No,
would not connect. Not with this version of the character, man. Because
he
has to break. One, he can't be PG, so that ruins it anyway. And two, the third, it just breaks the whole the structure of.
So, do you not think when they have a earth-shattering fight to the death and everybody's there, and you're like, "Where's Deadpool?"
Deadpool wouldn't be part of that. It's not his character. He doesn't give a fuck. He doesn't want to fucking
fight. Well, if there's no Earth left,
he don't care. He's an insane maniac. He does not care about this sort of stuff. Even though he has popped up in the Avengers before in the comic books, that's true. But flimsy excuse when they do it.
It's interesting. I didn't think we would get another Deadpool movie in the vein of what we'd got before. So it's really good to know that they are on board with doing what has come before.
And is this, did he say, I guess we don't know yet, theatrical? Is this going to be a
it's going to be a theatrical. I can't imagine this will be like a straight to Disney Plus under the Star banner.
Won't even, it's fascinating.
That's going to be really odd, right? Because that Star is a tab inside the Disney. Well, I guess we don't know yet, right? Because we haven't seen it yet.
Yeah, it will be. It will be another app within.
It'll be a tab.
No, it'll be the same way you've got the National Geographic channel.
Yeah. So that's a tab. That's not an app.
Well, it looks like an app. When you open the app, it looks like how Amazon looks with its different channels.
It's just a scrolling wheel of like pictures.
Yeah. Have you noticed though? It is a little slow. Disney Plus.
You know what? I did notice that. I've noticed like when you press like a button, it takes a second or two to register before something happens.
Yeah.
Because when I was playing around just to see what the interface and all that was like, I was like, Netflix doesn't behave like this.
Yeah, makes you appreciate Amazon Prime a little bit.
Yeah, I did also notice they've got multiple orders for like watching the MCU. Yeah, they do seem in the normal way that you should be doing it in movie order. They seem to have Ant-Man and the Wasp Returns in the wrong order because that should be in between Infinity War and Endgame.
Yeah, I think they've changed the order to be chronological to how the story plays out.
So that's one of the options. So if you scroll down there, you've got that, but you've also got like films in the
release order.
Oh, actually, it might be in that chronological one where I saw that actually.
Yeah.
But then even that should still be parallel to Infinity War, or rather, should be watched after Infinity War.
No, because Ant-Man and the Wasp ended with them getting dusted.
Oh yes, it is. Yeah. No, actually, you don't see the dusting in Ant-Man and the Wasp, do you?
No,
you just see him go. He goes into the quantum realm. Yeah, you know what? Actually,
comes out and you see just the dust floating.
Yeah, you know what? I think I'm confusing the beginning of Endgame because he's walking around, isn't he?
Yeah.
After the dusting has happened.
Yeah. Because he's been trapped. He comes back like decades later.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's pretty much it.
That is it. We still did an hour and a half ish.
I don't know how. Yeah. So Mo.
Right, folks. If you want to get in contact with us, we are at TATMpodcast at gmail.com. If you want to tweet at us, we are Talking at the Movies 3. Actually, we had quite a lot of Twitter interaction this week, especially with the Dragons Forever. Quite a lot of like conversation, likes, retweets. That was great. And if you want to follow us on Instagram, we are Talking at the Movies.
That's right, guys. Don't forget to check out Voltron Network on YouTube. If you want to see our hideous faces. How many podcasts do you actually go out your way to see the presenters of, Mo?
Oh, I don't watch any podcast on YouTube. They're all done through phone.
It is weird because you do kind of get used to hearing voices. And sometimes you do avoid wanting to put faces to those voices.
No, I just do it because when I listen to a podcast, I'm doing anything but sitting and watching TV.
But can't you just have it on in the living room and this, even if you're walking around hoovering?
No, because then you can't hear the living room TV over the Hoover.
Well, I don't know, probably the Hoover, chasing the cats or whatever. Yeah, go check out Voltron Network on YouTube and give us a like, give us a thumbs up, help us be discovered. So, guys, I want to say thank you guys for sticking with us through this weird year and the fact that our format has had to change from being in person most of the time to us being on Zoom most of the time. You guys have still seemed to stuck with us consistently, and I appreciate that. I know we don't really say that much, but it should be said. Thank you for giving us a reason to keep doing this every week, because it is easy to just for us to feel like we're just screaming into the void and no one's really listening.
How many people are you addressing here?
Oh, both loyal listeners.
What, you and I?
That's right. So, guys, from me, Reese.
And me, Mo.
See you guys next week.
See you, folks.
Later.